Hello, good evening. You're welcome to Opinion Sharers. My name is Paul, and on this evening we are going to be talking about security situation in Nigeria or insecurity as it is. There have been so many issues relating to insecurity in Nigeria, and I think it's high time that concerned Nigerians like us talk about it. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. We are supposed to have three guests. Oluwatosin is here. Jafar is supposed to be joining us. He's connected. He's been trying. That's why we delayed, actually. He's been trying, and I think his Wi-Fi is struggling. Michael is going to be joining us in a few minutes, or at least during the program, he is going to be joining us. So please do share this link if you can grab it. We are going to be talking about insecurity situation in Nigeria, and I think Omi is ready. You know, Omi, would you want to introduce yourself briefly?
Yeah, good evening, friends. It's been a while. It's been a while we have come to share our opinion on the opinion sharer. And sometimes we get weary of talking about Nigeria, but it's our country. We cannot stop talking about it. I'm Oluwatosin Omi. I'm a public affair analyst.
Hello.
Okay, you're welcome, Jafar. So
Thank you.
let Jafar quickly introduce himself.
Okay, my name is Jafar Tijani Umar, studying in India. I'm from Nigeria. In Nigeria, I live in Borno State.
Hmm.
I'm very happy and so glad to be invited to this platform. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
You're welcome, Jafar.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so we're going to be discussing the issue of insecurity in Nigeria, and I think it's good that we've gotten Jafar here today. Jafar is from Borno State, Nigeria. Okay, so his
Yeah.
families are based in Borno, where a lot of these things is happening. Jafar, can you mute yourself if you are not talking?
Okay.
Hmm. Okay, thank you. So now we're going to be looking at, individual of us, we're going to be giving our own opinion regarding various security issues that is happening in Nigeria. But before we go into that, I want to show my personal disappointment in our president, okay, President Buhari, because I think so much more is expected from him, and I think he has let a lot of us down. A lot of Nigerians who believed in him, he has left them down. I mean, let them down. Consider that he is a retired general. You would have expected that this kind of a thing cannot happen on his watch. But unfortunately, it has happened again and again and again. Every time you just check maybe what Twitter just to look at Nigerian news, you find out that somebody's been kidnapped. A few hours ago, it is on Sahara Reporters that hundreds of people have been kidnapped, and some people killed just about 2 or 3 hours ago. So I think it's becoming embarrassing. Like, is it that easy for human life to just be wasted like that? Or I really don't understand what's really responsible for this. So I will give each of our guests opportunity to lay a background, what is their primary or first opinion when you hear the when it comes to the issue of insecurity generally as it is now in Nigeria. So I'll go to Omi first of all, and then I'll come back to Jafar.
Yeah, when I first of all hear about insecurity in Nigeria, or when we talk generally about insecurity in Nigeria, it's disappointing, as you have said, and at the same time, it's embarrassing because a good number of the guys that are perpetrating crime when it relating to security insecurity or lack of security in Nigeria. Talk about banditry, talk about terrorists, talk about kidnapping, most especially as we have them in large number in the northern part of Nigeria. Most of these guys are not Nigerians. A good number of them are not Nigerians. So it's become embarrassing if people that are not Nigerians are coming into the country to hold citizens ransom, kidnap people, hold them ransom. The other time, a king was kidnapped. A king was kidnapped. A king was kidnapped on his own soil and had to pay ransom to foreigners, not to Nigerians that are from other part of Nigerians now, but for people that are not even Nigerians, but were privileged to be staying on his own soil as the king. He was kidnapped and he had to pay ransom. So the the security issue in Nigeria is embarrassing. It's very disappointing, especially like you said, when we have a certain president who is also a former general who only have strength, who only have interest in displaying his strength when it comes to embarrassing or terrorizing good citizen of the country, and not displaying such strength against banditry and kidnappers and terrorists is very disappointing. But this is what you get when you vote in people that are not competent, those that doesn't know what is expected of them, those that just want to be in power just for being power sake, those that will go about crying, running for election 4 different times and 4 years interval, crying only to get there and become useless. This is what you get. I know a lot of people don't like to blame Nigerians. That whatever is coming their way now, it's likely it's well deserving for them. But I personally, because of my role I took in the last election, talking to people that don't vote this particular guy, got nothing to offer, and people not listening, some people fighting you, some people embarrassing you. I still have record that called me names, even abused my father. So because of that, I like to laugh at people when I see all these things happening. Because people that come to talk against government, they are putting their life on the line. So if you are putting our life on the line to talk against the government and tell you, don't elect this person, he doesn't have anything to offer, go for someone new, he can do something better. And all people can do is to come talk and abuse you. Then if they are getting this end result, maybe they deserve it. Maybe people need to learn.
Okay, Omi say maybe people deserve it. Maybe people need to learn. Now let's hear from Jafar. I think I need to stress
Um,
it again that Jafar is from Borno. Okay, so I believe he has a lot of experience about what's happening, more than some of us. You have the floor, Jafar.
okay, thank you, Mr. Paul. First of all, I would like to emphasize on one or two things that my colleague has just recently said about the election. That election is just a free roll that people or citizen of your country can exercise their rights. So unfortunately, Buhari was being voted by the people of Nigeria, but to some certain extent, in terms of security issues, to me, I'm from northern part of the Nigerian, and most especially from one of the states that are facing this kind of crisis, like the Boko Haram issues, which is, I think the terrorists are not from Nigeria. Yes, I believe with you, but one way or the other, if I was not affected, maybe my friend or colleagues or everything, even the people of Borno, once or in Nigeria entirely, when something has happened, it pains me much because Nigeria is my country, and then in a specific, Borno State is a place where I was born and raised. So at least I have the country at heart, my place at heart. But such kind of problems, it has happened for a decade. So the security issue is something that at least maybe is beyond the control of the president, because I would just say that he has failed us. Yes, he has failed us. I will just repeat that he has failed us. Because why? Because um, those people, they have some. If I call recall, was it last 2 or 3 weeks? Oh no, last 3 days. Senator Ahmed Lawan was saying that those banditry and those Boko Harams get their weapons and materials through some sales of hard drugs. That's drug barons, where they come into the country with it, and they sell those drugs, and then they use the money to buy materials and weapons. And those drugs, they came into Nigeria through the border line, just because we have porous border. So those people, they bypass they bypass the customs and all the immigration. They have another way of smuggling all those kind of drugs into the country, and then when they came into the country, they sell all those drugs, and then they import or they buy weapons and all sorts of fun for this kind of criminal activities. So this is one of the weak points that I said that Amelon has already shown Nigerian that the Nigerian government is not up to they are not performing up to their ability, capability. We brought them there and they failed us. Yes, I believe with you in this aspect. But another thing that I want to emphasize much on is that the banditry is one of the most disturbing aspect now in Nigeria, just because Zamfara, Kaduna, Niger, and some KB, and some these are some states from the northwest where they were exposed vulnerable to this attack, because just of recent I had a 300 school girls who have been kidnapped, and those kidnappers, they kidnap those girls and maybe they violate their rights and all sort of injustice to them, and they demand some ransom for money. And I heard that there is a kidnapping that took place before from Kagara, that's something neighboring Niger. So those I heard that they were being released. So those kidnappers can only release people that they have kidnapped only based when their demand is being met. So once if their demand is not met, I think that those people will not release those people just for their own will, because they have the bad intention in their mind. And I heard that there is some was it members from the from Zamfara saying that they want to grant amnesty to this banditry, so that at least they will put an end to this. Yes, to some certain extent, this is a quite sure and this is a very good idea, but to me it's not that welcoming idea, just because there are sometimes in, if I could recall, in 2009, yes, amnesty was being granted to Niger Delta, so that it works, but to some certain extent it doesn't work for those criminals, because they are not Nigerians, as my colleague has already said before, because those people, they came into Nigeria illegally. They came without even to good documents, everything. They just came freely, as if they are working into their rooms. So the first problem is from our border. The border have to be tackled first before insecurity will be at minimal level in Nigeria. And this border issue, it comprises not only the customs migrations, but even the land army, the others. They are not trained to guide the border, but to be there. But at least, since the issue is getting out of control, at least joint task force can be welcome in such kind of aspect. Because if I could recall, the former chief of staff, that's who's from my hometown, that's Borno State, that's General Tukur Buratai, has said that this violence cannot happen, cannot end until some certain amount of years has reached, like about almost 20 years. Because if I can recall, before he swearing in as the that's career ambassador. He was asked to explain such kind of insecurity that is happening. That up to
Wait,
now things is not
Jafar,
getting into control. Yeah,
Jafar, wait. Before you take it further, I understand that you are really into it, and I am interested in your insight, being someone that is from the center of all of this. Okay, so
yeah.
your input is very very valuable. But hold on there. All right. See,
Okay, okay, okay.
yeah. I think both of you have an agreement in terms of the fact that our leaders have failed. All right. That is
Yes,
one.
yes, yes.
Number
Yeah.
number two is that some of these guys are not Nigerians. But then, how many? How can we? How for how long will we continue to give such excuses? That okay, they are not Nigerians. See, even if it is true that they are not Nigerians, it doesn't make sense that such is being perpetrated
So
in our country.
the the num the number one priority to me is that the government should have to well strategize ways so that they will tackle the issue of border control,
But
because
but
without
wait,
such control.
wait,
Mm,
wait, Jafar. Initially, all right. Initially,
yeah,
when
yes,
this thing started in Nigeria, it was I don't believe it was started by foreigners. Okay, I think
yes. Nigerian
maybe,
crisis,
maybe
Nigerian
foreigners
crisis,
later came to.
Nigerian crisis came into being as a result of pervasive material inequalities. And there are some kind of religion conflicts that happen, most especially in the north. Some most Boko Haram developed and come into full flesh because of what? Because of the religion differences. They are preaching against
Oh,
people
oh,
for
oh,
getting Western
oh,
education.
hold your thoughts
Yes,
there.
I believe some. Yeah, yeah.
Hold your thoughts there, Jafar. Okay, I love that place where you are going, but just hold on. Okay, I want to go to Tosin. When you look at the issue of border in Nigeria, who do we hold responsible for for the border? And I don't want us to just say, okay, it is the government, because you see, how many borders do we actually have in Nigeria? Why is it so difficult for us not to be able to police our border?
Yeah,
Now I'm talking to
it is the
Jafar.
responsibility.
Wait, Jafar. Wait, let Tosin answer.
You said how many borders we have in Nigeria? We have
Yes,
too
that,
Yeah,
many borders in
yeah,
Nigeria.
yes.
We have we have more than 1,000 borders in Nigeria, and especially they are not policed. So if we have such porous borders and they are not policed, anything can happen. Now, who do we blame? And we are not trying to create excuse by saying these kidnappers and bandits are not Nigeria. No. For me, I'm not trying to create excuse. For me, I'm saying that is the more reason government should trash them out with no mercy.
okay,
Now, talking about the border, we have so much porous border that more than 1,000 borders. The problem is we have borders with different African countries that those countries are war zone, and they apart from the fact that they are war zone, they are a kind of a failed state already. Take for instance, Niger Republic. Niger Republic is almost a failed state where all sorts of criminality activity can take place. Now, this Niger Republic can also lead to what's it called? This Gaddafi state, uh, Liberia. So now you have fighters from Liberia that have been disbanded, who still have their weapons with them, having their way freely into Niger Republic, and also from there coming in to Nigeria because of our porous border. So now who is to police the border? It is the government. It's not the responsibility of you and I. It is the government. See, fish will always stink that one from the head. If the government has been in power for how many years now, when last do they have a recruitment into the immigration service, into the custom service? into the civil defense, into police. How many police has died over the years? When has there been massive recruitment to all this government agency? See, we cannot leave our border to be open to everybody. If you go to some part of Nigeria in the north, I don't know if you want me to read that.
No, I am just showing you. I'm highlighting this that see, we have a huge problems in our hand, and this is see this is it is all over Twitter that a military officer was arrested, whom he and his girlfriend were responsible for supplying bandits army uniform and ammunition. Okay, so this is us. This is us, Nigerians. This is not. It is not somebody from Niger Republic, and so I think there's something specifically significantly wrong with us as Nigerians, as citizens. If a military man who has signed to die for Nigeria, to die by while protecting other Nigerians, is the one responsible for supplying criminals uniform, you understand, and giving
We,
them ammunition.
if you want to go with this discussion,
Mm,
if you want to take the discussion in this direction,
mm,
we might want to look at a bigger picture. Now,
okay,
a bigger in every crisis, every situation, I like to look at the bigger picture. Now, the bigger picture is not the boy that and his, the girlfriend selling uniform and ammunition to bandits and all. It is because the government make that banditry to foster. That is why that guy can sell. That is one. Now, another thing is this. This boy is a military. An average Nigerian or those that knows what is happening in Nigerian already knows by now that those that are top officials in the military are benefiting from the insecurity that is happening most especially in the northeast of Nigeria. If
so
not,
so
if
it is
not,
business.
yes, if not, the Nigerian army, most time when you hear the news of their fight with the insurgency, most time it is the insurgency that take the fight to army. It is not army taking the fight to insurgency. It is only
Yeah.
when the insurgency take the fight to army and conquer and have a good gain over them that in retaliation army will now go and retaliate. The Nigerian army will just sit down at their base until the banditry until the terrorists come to attack them. That is one. Now, another thing is to look at the bigger picture I'm talking about, please. Another thing is you will hear in the news that when the Nigerian army are moving from one point to the other, the terrorists will lay them. Now, how is the terrorist getting information that they are moving and at that point? See,
Okay. So see, wait.
the
There
government
is
has all the
there,
technology.
wait.
The technology.
There's a pressing question in my mind that I want to quickly ask Jafar before I forget.
Okay.
Jafar, have you heard about the issue where a sitting president in the north, came to the TV and say every Hausa speaking person in Africa that they are Nigerian? Do you think that this could be the reason the why I mean why they may have allowed these people to to, to flush themselves into Nigeria without check?
No, I don't believe about this. Just because, um, like you can. Now we are in India, so I speak Hausa. So, and then if I reside here in India for some certain years and then I get my citizenship, there's no way that I will go back to Nigeria and claim that I'm a citizen of Nigeria and then contest for something or run for an office just because. Just because you speak a language doesn't mean that you are an indigenous of that country or state. So I disagree with that. And then to my fellow colleague, he's saying that about the attack from the northeast. Yes, what he said is true because um, the military are not going to search for them as of then before to attack them. They will only sit in their base and then repel an attack. And if the attack, they see that the attack is going to, the insurgents are going to overcome them, they run, which is a shameful for us to say that a military personnel is running for terrorists, while we are the people that we are the nation that went to give aid to our neighboring country like Liberia, Sierra Leone. We are proud of that. But now this is not a domestic fight. They just classify it as an international fight because they said that those people are not from Nigeria, they are from outside. All, even though we need to at least show that we are ready to fight them, so that at least even an external aid will come, it will come with high dignity. Because I see no reason whereby you want to fight someone and then you will be running. So why are you in the job? Um, this is not the strategy, because what I want to point out here is that there is a weak security system or strategy in fighting the insurgency and the banditry entirely. And another problem is that we have some rural urban drift, movement of the jobless youth from the rural area to the urban. And you know, the government are not providing the required facility to the rural area. So there is high jobless people in the rural area, and some people, they just tend that, since they feel that they're not inclusive in the government, some carry their weapons and started kidnapping people, demanding for some ransom. These are some issues that make some of them to be kidnappers. And well, this is very bad system as a result of this bad system of the government. Yes, I know about that.
Okay,
Coming to your
Jafar.
points, Mr. Paul, coming to your question about, you're saying that those people are not foreigners, most of them are Nigerian. Yes, I believe about that. I believe about that. It's as a result of the system is not that good. That's why many of them ventured into these criminality acts. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Now I'm going to ask both of you this question, and this is the because me I am having confusion seriously, and sometimes I just decide not to think about it. We've been hearing Boko Haram before, okay? We know terrorists, all right? But now, these days, it has been bandits, all right? So, and I think when you now see the breaking news that Mr. Bolo Atife just shared, now I've seen it on Twitter. I was just waiting and I'm looking at how it, because I just, you know what I did? I just typed bandit on Twitter and then it brings a lot of all of these things. And one of it is what he just posted in the comment section. You know, breaking. Many soldiers fear dead. I mean, fear killed as bandits storm military base in Castina. When bandits, they have the effrontery to go and storm army base, and you are still calling them bandits. I don't understand. So, what's your view on this, Tosin? Then I'll go to Jafar to hear his own view too.
Yeah, in Jafar's closing, he talked about people that are unemployment. See, we cannot talk about insecurity in a country, especially in Nigeria, without talking about unemployment, especially for the youth. That is why we that is why most time we cannot discuss all this issue without talking about government not being responsible, government not being capable of taking care of the people, and government not competent enough. Because really, unemployment, many things we foster on the back of unemployment. It is already happening in other parts of the country. If it's not happening as banditry, and kidnapping is happening as some other things that are daily endangering the life of citizens. People going to foster yahoo yahoo, ladies going to prostitution and all that, because people must survive. Now, when you talk about a banditry, them having the infantry, and the capacity, having infantry is one. Having capacity to override a military base is another thing. We can call them any name we want to call them, banditry, we can call them terrorists, we can call them kidnappers, and what have you. The bottom line is they are creating insecurity in the country. And these guys are powerful. And most time they are more powerful than our military. So if terrorists, banditry, kidnappers are more powerful than the military in the country, then we are in problem. And not even when the military, the government have all the capacity in the world, have all the resources to track these people down. Now you will just felt there is a kind of nonchalant attitude on the part of the government, or the government just wants this to keep happening. If not, see, in the past, Jafar also mentioned that in the past, some of African country, they have problem in their country, they call for help. Nigeria at some point has also gone to some other country in Africa to create support for their military. And in no time, they create peace in that country. When we are growing up, we heard about ECOMOG and all that. Now, what is stopping the president of Nigeria to call for help? The last time the president of Chad, is that Chad, was the one that lead his military, because Boko Haram came to his country and killed about 40 or 100 people. The president of that country is the one that lead the military for retaliation against the terrorists, and they killed a good number of them. And what just remains is for Nigerian military to finish up the work, but they relax, and this guy recouped again. So we can call them any name they want to bear. The bottom line is they are creating problem, they are creating insecurity in the country, and the sad thing is the government is happy with the way these guys are behaving. Now, what you said last time, it was a governor that said, he said all Fulani in Africa, that they are from Nigeria. This is another government or leadership failure. If a governor of a state can come to national TV and start talking rubbish on national TV, placing value on foreigners than the people that elect you to be governors of a state. Some time ago, Erufai said if people kill one Fulani, that Fulani will retaliate and kill 100 people. People that are leaders, and they are not sensitive even with their words.
Now you have digressed from my question. I want you to give opinion just about bandits and Boko Haram. So
The difference
anyway,
between them.
hmm, anyway, let's wait.
The reason we have banditry now, there was a time Boko Haram before now is a unit. There was a time they have clash that they now separated. That is when we have the Shekau faction, and we have another faction. Another faction, I forgot the name that faction is called, but the guy that started Boko Haram initially in the early 20s, the guy that started it, Afis something, I believe you know the name. The son is the head of the other faction. Now, when they have clash, these two, some other guys fell off from them. Those are the ones that still have weapons with them and now become bandits and all that. and also the cow rustlers. There are some guys they call cow rustlers. Actually, this problem didn't just start now. They started a long time ago. The only thing is now they are more power. They are more powerful now, even according to this breaking news, taking upon a military base. What they do before is they they rob headers of their cows. So they call them cattle rustlers. So they are cattle rustlers before that. Majorly they stay in the bush. But when they take on crime and they see that the government is slack to come after them, whatever is bringing you money, you will want to do more so that you get more money.
Okay, thank you. First, let me ask. Let's hear of Jafar's opinion. Do you think
Okay.
what is the difference between bandits and Boko Haram in your own opinion, especially as a northerner?
Uh, Let me start with Boko Haram first because I will say Boko Haram emanates from Borno State through Mohammed Yusuf. Um, I cannot forget he is preaching about those people should not accept Western education. So this is as a result of the crisis that started happening up to now. So without knowing that he has roots, he has base, because if I can recall, there is a saying that say that, Abacha, that says that any violence or any there's abnormalities that happen in a society or in a state that lasts for more than 24 hours. So at least the government must be aware of it, or some people, some big personalities or dignitaries should be aware of it or should have something to say about that. So maybe to some certain extent, maybe something like that is involved. But to me, banditry is just a clash of herdsmen and farmers that emanated to banditry because um, the farmers and herdsmen clash. This is the major issue that was been known in the western, northwest before. So now banditry has become something that they are beyond imagination because um, when Boko Haram kidnapped Chibok girls were about 240 something. Before that, as of 2014 or 17, that is the major headlines in Nigeria for almost 3 months. And now this banditry, they have kidnapped some 47, and then recently they kidnapped 300 boarding school girls, and which from the narration I heard that those banditry came dressed in security uniforms, everything, and they are about almost 100 or so. So those people, I don't think that those farmers clash and those people will have access to such kind of uniforms and all the rest of the materials they are having, sophisticated weapons the Boko Harams are using. Even the weapons that Boko Harams are using, our military, they are not using. They are just using old version of it. While those people that are kidnapping, just emanated to be banditry, how comes? How comes? How comes? Such group will kidnap 300 girls within a night, and then those girls will not be found unless negotiation has been taking place. So this is something that if they run a base, yeah, it shouldn't be something that we should be saying that why is it that those people that are so strong like that? Because if some people will come just 100 and kidnap 100, 300 boarding students and take them to the forest and then negotiate with the government, and the government cannot trace them, despite the massive number of those girls, and then they will have their money and then they release those people. So these people, they are very strong enough. The only problem here is that we should observe how do those people have an information. The information, they must have an informant, because even in Borno State, They usually come to base of militaries and then ambush them. Some kind of they have an information. They cannot just go there just blindly, because mostly they have ambushed like many convoy of the military in Borno State and Yobe State and the neighboring state that this Boko Haram insurgency is taking place. So those people must have a strong informant, because without information, those people cannot act and live without any attack or any security personnel going over there. This Jangibe, where 300 students were being kidnapped, where 300 students were being kidnapped. I hope that place must be a local government. So in each local government, at least there must be a base of police station, mobile, and some military camp or something like that. So does it mean that those people, those local governments, they don't have security personnel? This is the question I want to ask, because those people, they must have those local governments. We have about 92 local governments in the northwestern state, four states in one northwestern, where the banditry has been taking place rampantly without any major active action has been taken. So those, and out of these 92 local governments, we have 35 local government that has been hit hard with those kind of kidnapping and the banditry. So does it mean that in all of these 35 local governments, there is no military personnel or mobile personnel or something uniform personnel that will at least address us or go to this place? Or is there anything that happens? They will only go to the place immediately after the kidnapping or what they are there for has taken place. So such are the kind of question we should be asking. Is it that the government was involved in this kind of activities, or the government don't want this kind of activity to end, or does our politicians are benefiting, or does the military or the force personnel of Nigeria are benefiting from this kind of issues? Those are the kind of
Okay.
questions we should be asking. Yes.
Thank you for those questions that you are raising, Jafar. Now, since Michael has joined us, I want him to quickly, have his say regarding the general issues with insecurity in Nigeria. Michael is on ground in Nigeria, so let's have his own input quickly. We can't hear you, Michael.
Hello.
Okay, yes.
All right. All right.
No, no, something is wrong with your headset, I think.
First of all, let me say that nature does not abhor vacuum. What we are experiencing in Nigeria today, most especially as it relates to the daily bad news that we are seeing on our national TV, is as a result of the failure of government in handling situation in the country. And if we all agree with me, according to our constitution, the first responsibility of government is to ensure the security of lives the security of lives and properties of citizens. But over the years, most especially since year 2012, when the insurgency started, we have seen how this has extended to other parts of the country, the northeast, the northwest, the southern part of the country, which we thought nothing was going to happen initially. But by extension, we are seeing all this happen in our own very eyes. But it shouldn't be out of point to state that government has failed us, and the failure continues, is quite observable every day, and we just need to say it as it is. No point beating around the bush. But one thing I would love that we put into consideration is the fact that the ratio of their military formation in the country is far less than in the entire population. We are over 200 million in Nigeria, and according to the chief of civil defense, civil military relation, chief of defense relations, I think I've been privileged to have met him on occasions, and he made us understand that we have a little above 200,000 military personnel, putting combined the Air Force, the Army, and of course the naval formation. So when we look at this, all of these holistically, how many or how much of our problems do they want to solve in terms of combating insecurity? And when we look at other sister security agencies of government, the SSS, the police, the NIA, the civil defense, and whole lots, what capacity do they even have? I have this position that we are fighting 21st century battle with bow and arrow, which tells us that, of course, the enemies we are daily confronting will continue to conquer us until we wake up from our slumber. And when I say waking up now, I'm talking about our government, the government actors, because when you see some of these guys even talk, sometimes you wonder, like, how do they even think? Few days ago, we had the Minister of Defense, Madachi or Magachi, or what's his name, saying all of things that just giving one frivolous excuse. All those does not count. And I think I have to give to kudos to the National Security Advisor Munguno, for him to have come out and tell us that no, some people are actually profiteering from the insecurity we are facing in Nigeria. And of course, government is the responsibility of government to actually gather intelligence and make us understand who are those profiteering from this, who are those behind our walls. And it is equally important to state that for the very first time, maybe in years, let me say in 2 3 years, I saw a president come out today to actually give a very affirmative statement that is giving the new chief military chiefs marching order to actually get rid of the enemies of the nation in weeks. Well, I think that was a good one coming from him, because it is better late than never. But however, how sure are we that such statements will be backed up by action? It is not just enough to give such marching order. The political will is needed. The instrument needed is needed to actually combat these enemies. And I think my brother Tijani, or what was his name,
Yes.
from the north, was trying to say the other time. You know how terrible General Sani Abacha was in his days, and he made us understand that should there be any political unrest that lasts more than 24 hours, that it has political undertone. If the likes of General Sani Abacha could give such statements, I think all of us can reason beyond the line and come to a conclusion that some things are actually happening behind the scene that is unknown to all of us as citizens. But importantly, at this particular time, no one should keep quiet. All of us should keep engaging. All of us should keep asking questions. Let us continue to hold them accountable. And conclusively, we will remember, I think, was it proud to 2019 general elections, even not this present administration alone. Successive governments, they've been withdrawing money from our excess crude account, all in the name of buying ammunition for our military to combat insurgency. But if we should ask ourselves what has happened, what has changed ever since then, it's just the fact of the matter remains that the insecurity continues to degenerate on daily basis. And I wish we will not all be consumed. I can only pray, I can only wish, because the only commodity we have at this point is hope. So let's keep hoping that the narrative will change as we continue to engage and talk. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Michael. He said the only commodity in Nigeria, you see, I once said on this platform that the religious organizations in Nigeria, especially the Muslim and Christian, and they have one product that they are selling to us, and unfortunately that's the same product that politicians are also selling. It is hope. So these three organizations, or maybe two organizations, the religious and the political sector of the economy, they are only selling hope, nothing else other than hope. And Nigerians have been hoping. Many people, millions of Nigerians, or let's say hundreds of thousands of Nigerians, have died hoping and expecting that from this something will happen. Anyway, thank you, Michael, for that beautiful submission. Let me go forward by asking another question too, and I want this question to go round to the three of you so that we have your individual view on the subject matter. And if you don't want to answer it, it's okay. And the question is: do you think Buhari, President Buhari, and the security chiefs are protecting the bandits? And the reason I ask you is this: I want you to bear in mind that the what do you call it? IPOB, they did not do up to what these so-called bandits are doing. They did not even do 1% or what these bandits are doing before they were proscribed and regarded as a terrorist group. But today, despite all that's happening today, we are still giving them bandits. Who even named them bandits? Sef? Anyway, I'm not asking you. I'm not asking you to explain who named them bandits. But I'm just, this is just how the way it is in my mind. And I want to begin. I'm beginning to think maybe that there's something that we probably don't know. That these people are probably being protected. Anyway, let's hear your opinion. Start with Tosin.
Yeah, yeah. The government is protecting them. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about it. The government is protecting them because the government is not only protecting bandits, the government also is protecting terrorists. The government is protecting every insecurity in the country. The government is protecting them. Now, ask me why I think the government is protecting them. If we will have a typical, the government is protecting them, especially the president, and that is most likely because they are from his ethnic group. Now, these X-Men, I don't know, they have changed their name. Before it's X-Men, they call them. Now they just from nowhere name them bandits now. Immediately become president 2015, this issue began. And because of his body language, because he allows it, they foster and they grow bigger. And that is how they will continue to grow because his body language allows it. Even when these headsmen and all, they are that number third or number fourth on the world terrorist list, he refused to call them terrorists. He refused to prescribe them as terrorists. Instead, the IPOB that are asking for self-determination only, he prescribed those ones as terrorists. So the body language of the president or the body language of the presidency or the body language of the government encourage insecurity, encourage terrorists, encourage kidnapping in a country. That is why I said he allows it. Some days ago, there was military airstrike in Imo State attacking HIPOB, that's the Eastern Nigeria Security Network. The military chose to go to the east to attack those guys that the people that want to protect their own people so that X-Men will not come and kill them. The military go ahead to look for those guys. But there are series of kidnapping and banditry in the Middle Belt, Nigeria, and the military is not going there to attack those guys. Instead, the government is negotiating with them. So the government of Nigeria is making kidnapping a lucrative job, a lucrative business. When last do we hear of armed robber? Armed robber is not lucrative again. But kidnapping, how can people kidnap 300 girls, 300 human with life? How can people kidnap those people to even steal 300 fowl in a poultry? You need logistic and a lot of people to steal cow, to steal goat, to steal fowl. 300, not to talk of humans, and 300 of them. That number, and they go scot-free. The last time, you know what happened? They kidnap them. They also bring them back, and with villagers clapping. So the government is encouraging insecurity in the country. There's no doubt about that. The government is not showing a willpower to conquer security in the country. From the body language of the government of Nigeria, they don't have interest to stop the insecurity. Even when citizens stand up, when citizens group themselves that we want to fight insecurity, the government will choose to fight those citizens, than for the government to fight the kidnappers and the banditry. So the government is making it clear that they don't want peace in the country. They're making it clear that banditries and kidnappers, they are more important to them than the citizen of the country, because they are not, apart from not attacking them, they are also giving them money, giving them cash. They are giving them money, giving them cash. So people you give money, you give cash, they will have more ammunition than your security personnel. And
Okay, Tosin, let me come back to you. Let, let's quickly attend to Michael, because Michael is in the dark. He's on the street, and so you can see it's becoming dark. So Michael, can you quickly answer the question? I understand your situation.
Yes, can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Okay, yeah.
We're seeing a side of your face more. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so just accept me as the situation is.
It's
Well,
okay.
to actually answer the question, I think one would not be totally wrong to say certain segments of the government is actually supporting this issue in the country, because over the years one will see the way the government has been reacting to the matter when it has not degenerated up to this level. Let me cite this practical example. If I leave my head unkept, there's practically no way flies will not come around to perch on it. And once flies are coming to actually perch on my head, automatically there will be invitation for more flies from different corners to come and actually turn my head to stadium. That is practical illustration of what is happening in Nigeria at the moment. Government has been quiet over time. And let me say this categorically. What we are facing today in this country has its root cause in the level of sentiment we attach to addressing issues, most especially as it relates to religion, as it relates to cultural and ethnic affiliation. No, we just need to be very sincere with ourselves, be very objective in addressing some issues, so that we can even know that we are making headway. Now, let us draw inference from what Matawale said the other day. That's the governor of Zamfara State, Bello Matawale. He said bandits are not criminals. But we saw what happened a few days after, when over how many girls were kidnapped from his home state, from his state. So which tells us, how does he now want to justify his statement that bandits are not criminals? Then who does the business of kidnapping if not criminals? So we should begin to ask certain questions. We should begin to be very objective. A few days ago, I was trying to say, like, express myself that I was trying not to be too logical in asking critical questions about what is happening in our country. But truth be told, the body language of the government over time has not been encouraging at all. And I do hope that at this particular time, we'll be very serious and sincere with ourselves once and for all, so that we all can have a lasting solution and have a nation that we all can be proud of at the end of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. We can understand what NEPA has done to you there, or maybe it's because of the location where you currently are. Anyway, let's go to Jafar. Jafar, do,
Okay.
do you think the government is protecting this so-called bandits?
Um, Despite what I heard from my colleagues, I won't say that the government are protecting the bandits. I will only say that there is lack of strategies in the way they are supposed to strategize on how to tackle the issues. There is lack of competency in the way they are supposed to handle the problems. and there is um, lack of personnel, that's well-trained personnel from different sectors like the militaries and the other, like the customs for the border, immigration for all of those places. They have to work hand in hand so that to enhance the security of the nation. And believe me, this state that you have been exposed to the banditry, like we have Zamfara, Niger, Kaduna, Kebbi, Sokoto, Katsina, like for, let's go in specific like Niger. Niger is one of the most landmarked state in Nigeria because there is no state that has their vast landmarks. um, Katsina, KB, those kind of states that they have forests. And those banditry, their hideout is in this forest. And once you know the location of a state, you know their problems, you are supposed to strategize on how to handle such kind of problems when there is an issue like this that came up. Issue of this Boko Haram and other some Katsina, those are all states that are sharing borders with our neighboring countries like Niger, Chad, and Cameroon, and so on. Even those people that we talked about before, they can come through this border and cause this kind of insecurity to us. But they cannot do that alone unless they have support from the inside. So I'm not saying that they are came from their country just to come and destabilize our insecurity, this and that. No. And some of them, they are in the criminal acts, even in their country. So when they came, they have the strategy to give those our people that are here, like the housemates, like those people who rear cows and those over. They are even angry at the government because there is a clash between them and the government did not do anything. And believe me, those states, their local government are one of the most backward local government in the whole Nigeria city because social amenities and all of those everything that they are supposed to gain from the government is not there for them. So what will they do? They will just ally with those criminals and they cause problem to the nation. So what I said here earlier is that the government should at least come back to the to the level of the local governments, at least tackle their issue, provide their social amenities, care for them, healthcare, and so on. Then such kind of issues can be at least at minimal level, if not eradicated all. But how can someone come to me and say that, hey, let's go get 50,000 naira in this month, in this night, if we kidnap someone? Then and then I stayed for about 5 years. I did not even have 5,000 naira. Why will I say no? Yeah, just think logically. So those are the kind of problems we have. But I'm not saying that the government are supporting. No, they don't have the strategies and they don't have the equipment. And even they budgeted some money for this kind of equipment. All those people, the officers that they are there, they just pocket the money and just sit down and look at those people at the ground level. So how can they go to the war zone without proper equipment, proper weapons? They cannot go. To some certain extent, I don't blame those people, those military personnel in Borno State, whereby when they are about to overcome by the Boko Haram insurgents, they run. I don't blame them sometimes because Boko Haram, they came with well equipped weapons, sophisticated weapons, which were being brought from not from Nigeria. Those weapons were being imported from outside. So how can they fight some people, those kind of criminals with their all primitive weapons? It cannot happen. They will only lose their life. And believe me, when they lose their life, that is the end for you in Nigeria. In some other countries, they will pay your family all sorts of kind of money that you deserve, but there is nobody that will be there for you to collect such kind of money. So for you to live your life, you just have to run. So this is the basic problem we are having in Nigeria. So this issue of insecurity has to be addressed since from the grassroots level. If not, this problem it will persist. But we hope and we pray that enough is enough. We are tired of being exposed, being vulnerable to those kind of attacks. Nigeria is a great country. Nigeria is one of the largest country in Africa. We are the modern of Africa. We are supposed to lead by example. Such kind of insecurities should not be a problem for us to tackle. But the problem is that we don't have the system of leadership is bad. The system of government is bad. Everybody is only there just for himself and his family. And believe me, those people like in Borno State, we have many orphans, we have many widows, we have many people that need help. So those people that need help, if we fail to take care of them right now, if the government did not provide any measures to look after them, believe me, in the next 10 to 15 years, they will hunt us back. We will have sleepless nights. We won't be able to be in Nigeria. Everybody will be going across to the border without any illegal immigration documents. Then we become another transfer to another country. So this system is bad, but it needs to be addressed seriously, vigorously. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Jafar. We are rounding up now, but before we go, I'd like to take you through a little bit of what Jafar said a little bit a while ago, and that is the implication or the involvement of religion in some of. In fact, I think most of the challenges that we have in Nigeria, there is hardly any of it that you cannot trace to religion. Let me quickly show you this. Okay, this is one person that I believe is known as Sheikh Gumi. I hope I pronounce his name very well. I mean
Yes,
correctly. Sorry.
yes.
Yeah, it's Sheikh Gumi.
Shegumi.
He said if those who caused the civil war are pardoned, why not bandits? Okay, so he wants bandits to be pardoned. He has been like an advocate. This is a soldier. This is a Nigerian soldier that has been destroyed by the same bandits. I don't understand the logic behind it. Okay, you see, helicopter drops arms for bandits in Benue, Taraba, Borno. How? In that same Nigeria, you understand? So these are some of the issues that we have in Nigeria. Yet you see a sheikh, a cleric, a religious cleric saying that we just have to pardon them. And it's not only him, there are governors also from up north, because maybe their children have not been kidnapped, maybe because they don't really directly feel the pain of the people that have been beheaded, or people that have been that everything that they ever owned in their life have been sold, to pay ransom to those people. Maybe that's why they still keep advocating for them. And what has been the benefit of those that has been pardoned? Because we learned that some people have been pardoned starting last year, 2020. So if things are getting worse, you are pardoning them. Things are getting worse, yet you are still advocating and saying they deserve to be pardoned. I don't understand the rationale behind it. I don't. 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I learned that because these Eastern people, because I keep talking about it, and I'm not in support of what majority of what Nnamdi Kanu is doing. But at the same time, we have to realize that these people are also Nigerians. They have the right. Nigerian constitution have it permits us individuals to be able to say, okay, I don't want to be a part of this country or this association anymore. They should be negotiated with, not killed. So because they formed a security network of their own, now the military jet is beginning to go and bomb their small small villages. Yet you leave people who are actually causing mayhem all over the country, and these people are being protected. Anyway, this is just my opinion, and it's opinion sharers. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. I believe that it has been wonderful having you. Thank you so much, Jafar, for sharing your opinion and your experiences, especially coming from Cornell. Thank you, Omi. Just before
Thank
we
you.
go, in case there's something you want to say, please quickly take 20 seconds.
Yes.
to say it.
Yes, yes, yes. I want to say something about this Sheikh Gumi. What I want. That's why I said that the strategy of handling the issue is not there first, because I know in some developed country like England, America, when there have been such kind of terrorism, and they can have some dialogue. Yes, and I mean, thus amnesty is being granted. Yes, I know of such kind of thing. Immunity is being granted. So, the root cause of this problem, since the government of Nigeria did not realize or did not know where it started or where it is going, and then every day there is a massive destruction, and then the citizens are becoming fear of living in their own societies, leading them to migrate to our neighboring countries, which is shameful to us as the mother of Africa. So for me, this is an opinion of mine. The government can at least call, because I heard that this Gumi has gone to the forest and he sat with the bandit. I heard a news about that. So since he was able to be there, they should call him at least, sat with him. So you wait and meet those kind of people. Oh, okay. So can you call them to us so that at least we can have a negotiation, and then we'll sorting out, know what is the root cause or what is their problem, where are they came from. Then from this, you can extract vital information. Then, if you like, you can grant them the amnesty, or if you like, with this information, you are going to make a strategy to uproot them entirely from the country. So this is some kind of, because you cannot do things without proper information. Because I do really believe in information. Because information is the most key to every success. Once you are aware of those people that you are going to fight with, then you could certainly over defeat them. But no matter how your strengths and the people you have, if you don't have proper information about those people and they have what strategize way, they are going to at least, even if you are going to defeat them, you will be there will be a collateral damage, which is not supposed to be. Huh? Because my colleague said earlier, saying that those people they were being protected. No, it's not like that. To some certain extent, in your view, you'll just see that like that they're being protected. But what, in my own experience or in my own perspective, I just see that the governments cannot tackle the issue how properly, just because there is no country that their government will encourage such kind of inhuman activities, because you cannot govern a land without people. And then at least to some certain extent, this person Gumi, since he has the access to this place, they can look with him, at least come, please, where did you get the access, please come, let us at least liaise with him, show him that at least those people you are
Can
willing to
I
at least make
come in
some
there?
certain negotiation. There will be some, there will be some certain protocols that they have to meet up. So at least those are the kind of at least things. Since if you cannot fight them, at least you must have to go the other way around. That's
You
from my
cannot
own
fight
opinion.
them. I can I come in?
Um,
You are
what
muted.
I'm trying to, okay.
Oh, I didn't know that I was muted. Sorry. Jafar, thank you for your opinion. Okay, but it's unfortunate that we have to go to that level. Maybe you and I, maybe we will find time to discuss
Can
that.
I
If,
come in
if,
there,
even
please?
if it's if it, wait, even if it's on this platform, we might single that particular aspect of the issue and to discuss it. But because I think it's something that is worth discussing. Because I probably
Yes,
disagree
yes,
with you on a lot of front on that, and I know there are a lot of people who would also disagree with Gumi. He's been, in fact, people are actually dragging him seriously on Twitter, and I would join them to drag him because I don't believe in it. And
You will
one thing, wait,
you
wait,
will
yeah.
Tosin,
understand.
wait, Tosin. See, if you would, if Gumi would have access to the information of where these bandits are located, Yet the Nigerian military, they have all the power and all these billions of money that has been spent in that sector. Yet they cannot locate where they are. It's a shame on all of us. Anyway,
It,
that's just my
that's
that's
it.
my opinion. So let's hear from Tosin and then we close. Please make it brief, Tosin.
Uh, I said that they are protecting them, and that may be discussion for another day. No problem. I'm always open. I'm open to that discussion, and I so much have interest in it. Now, before then, let me give you a clue that they are protecting them. What you said, Paul, that Gumi can locate them, but the Nigerian military cannot locate them. So is that not protection? That is one. Now another thing, there's one guy that created a parody account of patient Jonathan, and this guy, he only used that account for like, according to him, he used it for less than a day. That's less than 24 hours. This guy is a student of Lautech in Ogbomoso or your state. Do you know that this guy was traced down because of the post he made on Twitter? He was traced down even to his room and was arrested and kept behind bar for months. The capacity is there, the facility is there to know where exactly someone is. Today, yesterday, 2 p.m. yesterday, a guy was arrested. Akandaoro Abikonko. This is a guy that has a live show and always cover his face and all that. They can locate him and arrest him. But bandits that will come into to the city, to the town, and kidnap 300 humans, not chicken. 300 humans, not fowl. They cannot locate those ones. And you want to tell me they are not being protected? A religious leader can go into their midst. They sat down like kings with crossing their leg, taking pictures. They have somebody that is carrying the speaker on his head. They are using microphone to address themselves. And you say they are not being protected? Niger is big. I agree with you. Borno is big. I agree with you. Sambisa is the size of some other country. I agree with you. How is it possible for the president of Chad to lead the operation of the military of his country to come and face Boko Haram, and they kill them in their numbers in one day? But the Nigerian military cannot locate them. When in 2015, when we got support from the US military to help them fight Boko Haram, why did the US military, why do they go back to their country? Because of leak of information. And you say these people are not being protected? The number of gain we have at the last end of Jonathan's administration over Boko Haram, if the Buhari administration really want to fight them, by now we don't have Boko Haram again. Because in the last days of Jonathan, he really want to conquer Boko Haram. That is why he try all means to buy weapon. Now, so I've seen recently, I saw that argument in online that a particular clergyman in Nigeria, his private jet was used to launder money to South Africa, and they were being caught and all that. Those that don't know about that story, that money was meant to go and buy weapon in black market, because the Western world don't want to sell weapon to Jonathan. But Jonathan want to conquer Boko Haram so that he can add that to his campaign. That is why election was shifted then. So these guys are being protected. Government have the facility, they have the resources, the capacity to flush them out within this. And the Buratai was saying it will take 20 years to overcome insurgency and terrorism in Nigeria. I'm just smiling. 20 good years for people to be dying. And you are from that state. And people are being killed in your state. Where is the patriot?
Anyway, Tosin, I think we have tried. It's been 1 hour, 19 minutes, 29 seconds. So, viewers, thank you very much. This is Opinion Sharers. And what matters is that people's opinions are heard, that we all have opportunity to share our opinions, and that's why we are here. So I want to say special thank you to Tosin and Tijani. It's been very, very wonderful. I wish that I could host only the two of you, and then we can actually drag this issue very well. Maybe we book another time, especially the last part of it. And thank you to Michael also, who is on the road, and I think NEPA is not being fair to him. So we really appreciate you. Thank you for our viewers who have joined us and those who have commented, those who have liked the video. Thank you so much. Please continue to share it. This is Opinion Sharers, where people have opportunity to share their opinion, their thoughts on whatever issues or view or subjects that you would want to. And don't forget, we also have a website, opinionsharers.com, and you can send in your articles. We will publish your articles. It is specifically meant for people, writers, young writers who have not been given opportunity by conventional media. Thank you so much, guys. We'll be back again by next weekend. See you. Thank you.
Thank you.